tell you the truth, mate, said that I've lived my life has been a 5-star life for 30 years. I worked on, I had a massive illusion show.
No, an illusionist, yeah?
And
Wow.
I just rebelled in the end. I got into trouble with cocaine to do the show. The only way I could cope with it was take cocaine to keep me awake. And all hell broke loose. And I just rebelled.
Sorry, I'm smiling, not because
No,
it's amusing. It's a crazy
yeah,
story. You take care, matey. Ta-ra now. So, you will have gathered, I'm on the move, leaving the lovely and picturesque, it's not picturesque, is it? I'm overdoing it again. Handsacre. Didn't try the pub, I was only here 2 nights. Dave tried it. Mind you, Dave thinks all pubs are okay, I think. The guy behind me, by the way, he's just mooring up. I just had a little chat with him, you might have heard some of it. He was an illusionist, really, he said he was really well known. Decades-long showbiz career, and he just got fed up with it. It sounded like I could have had a really interesting chat with him, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. I actually did this little stretch about 12 days ago, the first time I came down for water to the water point while I was at Rugeley. Whether it's Rugeley or Rugeley, it's in the past now, so I don't care. But feel free to, educate me. I'm going to go for Rugeley. But I'm heading down today to the very famous Fradley Junction. Here on the left, there's a slight downslope, and below there's a big plain. That's it, really. That's all I can say about it. There is nothing of it. There are woods. Pardon me, that vestige of that cough. Honestly, I think it's been about 2 weeks now. And it does seem to me that something has been going around. Some disease or other has been doing the rounds. Right, so ahead of me, there's a boat coming round the bend. I knew this was going to be the case, and I think, once you get into summer, what are you going to do? You've got to get used to it. It can be a little bit stressful. Afternoon, guys. Here we go. What's it like on this side? It's good in a way, all this shenanigans, because it teaches you sort of manoeuvring. Your manoeuvring skills do get better. So there we go. I've been going for a quarter of a mile, 2 boats already, and that's summer cruising for you. Yeah, shame in a way. That guy, he sounded like he had a hell of a story to tell in showbiz for years, and just decided to give it all up. And here he is on a canal boat. Here's a boat coming. Again, I'm gonna get this all afternoon. Fair play, it is what it is. Hiya. Not that I go on many people's boats, to be fair, other than just have a couple of beers. I never really get rides on other people's boats. It sort of isn't a thing. Because if you're going somewhere, someone needs to move your boat, and obviously that's going to be you. So the opportunity to ride on other people's boats, doesn't sort of happen. It's a bit grim, weather-wise. Slightly. Listen, again, I'm overdoing it, aren't I? It would be grim if it was pouring down with rain. That's grim. There's a family of swans up ahead. Look, they're all munching away. And it's like, yeah, you better go past, motherfucker. Don't mess with us. So I've got a text from Dave. This is the great thing about cruising. This is what I'm going to miss about cruising with a company. A boat's heading your way, so the lock should be set by the time I get there. But the downside of that, cruising in a convoy is, you're cruising to other people's schedules, you know. I'm too far over. I keep drifting on over to the right, and I'm asking for. I can see the tree roots reaching down underneath the surface. Honestly, stay in the middle of the cut. I haven't used any horsefly repellent today. Again, I don't want to leave it till I get bloody bitten before I start using. And they're cunning little devils as well. They can land on the back of your neck. You can hardly feel the things. Oh, anyway, today's not the day to, you know, slag off horseflies. Like something. I think that's a horse. You horrible little fucker. I think a horsefly has landed right, so I'm going to do a thing where I splat it. I think that was right. Okay, time to spray. It landed on the deck on the roof in front of me. Spray the back of me. Always spray the back of my neck because it'll dissuade them. Spray the shoulders. This stuff's repellent. It's not like a toxic thing. Spray the roof. I also spray, generally speaking, this is running out, I also spray around the stern as a sort of a deterrent. Well, no, as an actual deterrent. The first horsefly of the season. Dun dun dun. Honestly, that's like the music of my mind at the moment. The first horsefly. Dun dun dun. Terror on the cut. Right, this is where I don't want any flipping bother here. I don't want bother, because I'll tell you what we've got a line of moored boats, we've got a bend up ahead there, even worse, we've got branches sticking right out, about 10 feet out into the canal. Let's see what young David had to say for himself. Spot now taken in front of me. Okay, so what that means is I've got to stop. But it looks like a nice marina anyway. Yeah, it is Kings Bromley Waterside Marina. There'll be a cafe in there. And Nationwide Boat Sales is in there as well. I just don't see myself in a marina. I just don't. Good afternoon, guys. Now this doesn't look like 200-year-old canal architecture, this. You know, I've no idea how old that is. It certainly doesn't look any older than 100 years. I mean, unless it's been rebuilt. Anyway, you know, once again, I find myself expounding at length on an issue where my feelings are rather marginal. Let's put it politely. I was going to use the phrase "I don't give a shit," but I'm too much of a gentleman. There's a little moorhen there. Could have fed her. They're giants. You don't realise, you know, how big their feet are, how big the claws are on the feet, the limbs. No, they're not limbs, are they? They're appendages. Your arm is a limb, your finger is an appendage. Is the finger a limb? Does anyone care? Just shut up, stop it. And this is a short cruise as well. Imagine how bad it gets on like a 5-hour cruise. I know my boating buddy Richard, he goes through a thing where he sweeps his chimney, takes the chimney lid. No, that is the chimney, isn't it? The thing that goes on top. Takes that off, sweeps the chimney flue, and you know, cleans out his stove. I don't know. He does a whole thing and that's it. Decommissioned effectively, like a nuclear reactor, you know. Well, that's the way he sort of treats it. And he was a bit chilly when I met him. It was a bit chilly. We were on the Bridgewater, and I think it was mid-May, earlier than this, when I met him last year. And I was like, just put your I'll give you some coal. Put your stove on, because he was getting cold. And he was like, no, it's all the palaver. I was like, put the lid back on it if you're cold, if you're uncomfortable. Just put the chimney back on, man. But he wouldn't have it. And his central heating, his diesel thing, was broken. Oh yeah. Hire boat. Lady drive. Normally, the reason I'm looking surprised is because normally on a hire boat, you find that the bloke is the one driving. In fact, it's a longboat. There might be kids as well. And that's great. Do you know what? I mean, all joking aside and everything, it's great seeing families with kids out on the cut in these boats. It really is. And I think, and that's why, do you know, in the summer, right, when it gets a bit mental, I mean, I know I'm saying mental, I've been cruising along and that's the first boat I've seen for 10 minutes. And I'm going, oh, it's crazy. And anyway, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh, kids, yeah. I just think it's great. They liven the place up. They bring a sort of, kids have got a kind of a joy that adults don't have. You know, because you don't want the canals to just be full of old, miserable old buggers like me. You know what I mean? It just makes it so dull. Everyone's retired or approaching retirement. You know, everyone thinks they're Captain f***ing Bligh. Hold fast, sir, on your boat. Give way, sir. You know, but I'm looking around to see if anyone's. You know, when I go a bit over the top, I do double check just in case. There's the crows out. The unmistakable sound of corvids. They're making a right racket. I ended up buying a catapult after my tragic run-in with a crow, a persistent crow. But the back end of the roof was clear, and he was marching up and down there 4:30 in the morning. I was getting woken up, I couldn't get back to sleep. It just turned into a night. I had to leave the spot. I couldn't stay there. But I couldn't do anything to discourage the crow. Anyway, afterwards, I bought a catapult, and I practiced as well. I would literally practice with steel pellets, with the idea that if that ever happened again, you know, I would have some way of discouraging the bird from ruining my life. It never happened since. They must be attracted to shiny things. They do say that, don't they, about magpies? They're attracted to shiny things. I didn't know crows were, but it was pecking away at the roof vents. God, it was like ding, ding, ding. It was like literally ringing a bell, but persistently, it would not stop. Anyway, you've heard all about the tale of the crow. I never realised I could feel hatred for a bird before that. You know, literally visceral hate. I wanted the bird dead. Like Al Capone in that film. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I didn't want the bird's family dead, but I wanted the bird dead. I'm sorry, I might as well say it. My intentions were evil towards that bird. But of course, being the ineffectual clown that I am, it was never in the slightest danger. I did have a crow disturbing some ducklings, newborn ducklings milling around, and a crow landed. Oh, they were moorhen chicks, and the crow was like eyeing them, thinking, could I get one, you know? And so I shot this catapult close to its feet, and that put it off. I didn't try and kill it. You could probably seriously injure a crow. That's the thing. If you seriously injure a bird with a steel pellet of a thing, catapult, it's game over, isn't it? its career is over as a corvid. You will have really damaged, you'll probably break a bone. There's little tiny rib bones. You know, you've doomed the bird, so you might as well put it out of its misery. I don't know why I'm even saying that. Talking about dealing a death blow to birds that have mortally wounded. This is where my thoughts were going with that crow. This is how bad it got. I think what I've done here is I've reached what I'm very close to, the moorings at the loch. I have, yeah. And disappointingly, they're occupied. This could end up being a bit naughty here. Dave said there's no spaces at Fradley, so this little hour-long jaunt could turn into a thing. Can I ask you a quick question, mate? Do you know if there's any mooring below the loch?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
There's a bit down there, brilliant. So for all the sort of thing about Dave, I'm setting off and it was like 11 o'clock this morning and, you know, got seen like crazy early. He's not at the loch now, and I'm here. Because look, if you can see behind me there, there's a space that will fit this boat. But it looks like our boy Dave is not here. Don't know if the camera will show it, but down there in the distance there's a boat, but the loch's almost full, if it isn't actually full. They'll just need a little bit to fill it, finish filling it. Now hopefully, with a little bit of luck, this crew on the approaching boat will come and work the loch, unless this is Dave. I can see someone running up, approaching. Now I'm hoping there's a spot that I can moor down here, because Dave's saying at Fradley there's nothing. No, he's walking away. The guy's walking away. He came running up, and I thought he was going to help me through, because it'll certainly speed things up if he does. But he's disappeared again. It's alright, I'll do that. Yeah, no worries. I might just do this one. Got it? Yeah. I'm just going to pop inside for a sec, so if I head towards the back, shout me. I'll only be 2 minutes. Okay. Dave, are there any moorings down there? Armco. That'll do for me. Thanks for your help there, mate. Cheers. Hello. Hello. What are you doing? So I think if Fradley's chock-a-block then, Dave, I might as well stop here.
See that Armco here or in
Yeah. Apparently Fradley's all full, so might as well stop here, I think. Yeah. Right, so I've done this really, really badly. Right, so what I'm going to do then, if you don't mind, Dave, yeah, just hang on to hang on to your. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere here, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, I was thinking it's kind of like axe murder territory. No one can hear you scream from here. So yeah, I'll pop down tomorrow and have a few farewell beverages in the Swan. Have you been in yet? Or yeah, silly that is a silly question, isn't it? Oh, you're mooring guys, yeah? Ah, right. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's exactly why I thought you were going through, to be honest.
We were going to, and then we looked and it's busy above. So
Right, yeah.
we might as well stop.
There's so many axe murders in these parts, you know. You're going more on your own, you know what I mean? Safety in numbers. So I've heard, you know what I mean?
I don't know, these guys aren't the Australian.
Well, yeah, Australian axe murders could be.
Oh, it's quite spot, I think.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I don't think you'll get anywhere quieter.
Yeah.
I really don't. Someone showed me this the other day.
Well, safety bending over.
Safety bending over, yeah. For a gentleman of a certain age and frailty like myself,
For me.
yeah, this is a really handy little thing. When I can do it. Right, is there a mooring chain up there? I would normally have left it up there. Where the hell's? Oh no, it's in front of me. As ever. And then, yeah, it's well. Do you know what it is? Right, I have this tiny little sort of a YouTube thing, but nobody ever watches it. So, which is good though, because it means you never get recognised or hassled, you know.